How long did you keep up a secret from an elderly family member, whether it's because you didn't want the judgment from them for your secret or you felt like it was too much, the truth was too much for them to handle at their old age? What was that thing that you kept from your elderly relative? It's Y101, Adam and Allison, 601-995-1017 if you have a story. This story is crazy. It's kind of sad and unbelievable all at the same time. There's a TikTok influencer who's gone viral because she is sharing the story of how she pretended to be her twin sister for 5 years. Now, incredibly sadly, 5 years ago, her twin sister passed away of viral meningitis, and the parents of the twins made the decision that news that their parents' granddaughter had passed away would be too much for their elderly parents to deal with. So they got the remaining twin daughter to just basically play both parts. She would make holiday calls to her grandparents every single year, birthdays and everything, as her deceased sister. This secret held up for 5 years until the grandma was on her deathbed and they told her at the very end.
Oh, yeah. So right as she's close, it's like, you know what? We thought this might be the thing that does it 5 years ago. We didn't want it to happen then. But now that you're close, let's just see if this really does push you right over the edge. That's so psychotic. Why would you do that?
I don't know. The person I feel worst for is the twin sister who is surviving, who has to do this whole thing. And I've always heard that twins, there's an unreal connection.
Yes.
Whenever something happens to one of the twins, it is a lot harder than just a regular sibling, something happening to them, and couple that with, she's got to pretend to be the dead sister.
I hope this girl gets out of this family. I hope she cuts all ties, because seriously, that is just I can't imagine parents coming to their child and being like, hey, we really need you to pretend to be your deceased sister. But we're too worried about grandma. It's how could you ask that of someone?
She said it was a heavy burden to carry. As she continues to reflect on the choice. So I'm not expecting anybody to even have that extreme a story. But what is your story of withholding information from an elderly family member because you either didn't want the judgment, you didn't want to hurt them? What was it? 601-995-1017. When I have some really good friends from back home, and they were dating, guy and girl dating, and they were living together, which really upset the girl's grandmother. Whenever they got engaged and pictures of the ring were being sent around, the grandmother was like, well, it's hard to even be happy for that.
Well, so you don't have to be invited.
The girl had a younger sister, and they just didn't tell grandma that younger sister was shacking up with her boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
So there you go. Secrets you're keeping from your elderly relatives. If you have a story, 601-995-1017. This was a secret in your family that was kept from Granny, Allison?
Yeah. It actually happened between two cousins, but they both had to drop out of school after they got their girlfriends pregnant, right around the same time.
Oh.
And we felt like it might be too much for grandma to know it was not only one, but two cousins.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yes.
Did Granny ever find out?
She did eventually, but there was some finagling with the dates and the wedding and things like that.
I see. My grandma has a phrase for that. The first baby can come at any time. All the rest take 9 months.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Was there drama whenever Granny found out?
No, because by that point, I think she just was wanting to see everyone. So it was as long as the family can get together, I don't really care what secrets you're keeping from me.
Lisa's got a crazy story for us. What was the secret you're keeping from an elderly relative, Lisa?
Oh my gosh. So I got shot in the head last year. January makes a year, and we couldn't tell my mother-in-law because she would have had a heart attack. And yeah,
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was driving in Scott County, and someone just didn't like the way my car looked, I guess.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yep.
Oh.
I got shot in the head driving home.
My God. Did they ever catch
like,
the guy? Like, what happened?
No.
Was this on the news?
No, nothing. They didn't catch him or nothing. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why you needed to keep this secret because this is too much for me. Like, I'm so sorry that you went there. I'm glad that you're okay and it's now a year later and it's able to be like, not the most serious thing ever, but gosh,
Right.
that's awful.
Right. And people are like, you're laughing at it? I'm like, I'm not laughing, but I'm alive.
Right.
Where did this happen at?
In Forest, in Scott County.
Oh my gosh. So what did it just graze you? What happened? What was that like?
So people tell me that Jesus had the wheel or whatever. So I was like, no, Jesus punched my face because my head turned perfect timing and it went right underneath my front forehead.
Oh.
And when I turned my head, it went in my side and it went through there. That's my side temple. It's crazy. The story is unbelievable, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is oh my goodness.
But yeah, we're like, we can't tell Mom. She will never come out of this alive. I was like, okay.
If that happened to me, I would have to tell everybody I know. Everybody who talks to me is going to hear the story of me getting shot in the head.
But I don't like hearing that story. So I know that mother-in-law isn't going to want to hear it.
Yeah. No, I mean, a few years ago, somebody got killed in an apartment complex I was living at. And I knew for a fact that, like, if I tell my relatives this, they're going to be worried. I couldn't help but tell them. I had to tell them.
Oh, my goodness. You're a mess.